I started writing about Middle East politics, and then in 2004, my brother and sister took me to go see Def Poetry Jam on Broadway. It was the first time I saw poets like Suhair Hamad perform live. It was the first time I saw so many other brilliant poets that weren't necessarily saying the word Palestine, but were talking about it because they were talking about social justice. And one of the things that we've heard throughout the night from Ed, from Melissa, from others, to me it's not about a nation state, it's not about a nationality, but it's about fighting against injustice. Whether it's stop and frisk, whether it's Barack Obama kicking out another million undocumented people, whether it's drone bombing Afghanistan, Pakistan, Yemen, and Somalia, fighting gender violence on college campuses or homophobia, it's fighting against systems of injustice that bind us together. So, the first poem I'm going to do is called This Poem Will Not End Apartheid, and it's important that we act. Now that we know that 1,400 people were killed in 22 days in 08 and 09, and we saw Israel slaughter another 170 people, we see the doubling of settlements and checkpoints and outposts, the decimation of the economy, siege, blockade, continued ethnic cleansing after 64 years. We need to act and cut the complicity from the UK government, the American government that gives $3.1 billion a year in military aid and Apache helicopters, Hellfire missiles, cluster bombs, and white phosphorus. So as an organizing committee for the U.S. campaign for the academic and cultural boycott of Israel, I wanted to start with this love poem. You're already, you got warmed up for 2 fucking hours, so you're already clapping. I was in Ireland, and you have to, kind of warm them up. And I was like, I didn't know what kind of jokes to tell, because I had never been there before. And I think by, the second hour, they thought it was funny. So.
Yeah, sure, sorry. It's got lemon.
That's not water. If there is water anywhere, I would love some of that. I would not like that water next to the orange liquid that's dripping by your feet. Alright, I'm creating a beat. Shut up, everyone. Can we turn on that light down? It's wearing my hair. My gel is dripping. Oh, thank you. I didn't know we could do that. Yeah. I'm a performer. I can do that. All right, we're going to be serious for a second. This poem will not end apartheid. My words, no matter how beautiful, clever, or carefully strung together, will not end the occupation, allow the refugees to return, or create equality within Israeli society. The status quo, it's a fantasy, telling us it's okay to sit on our hands, called political art propaganda, rather than those who politicize our lives propagandists. Every American and Brit should ask themselves this question: why are bombs and white phosphorus getting dropped on open-air prisons with money that should be going to pay for your educational expenses? And dear academics and leftists, I appreciate your books on Israeli massacres, but you refuse to take the bullets out of IDF guns with your stances. The problem is not just the occupation or putting a better face on Zionism, because 750,000 Palestinians were displaced before those settlements were constructed, half of them before Israel was created. We don't need another book explaining the situation. We need a lesson plan. Stop the next bomb from dropping. Silence is complicity. Over-intellectualization tells us to theorize on the power of art. While farmers are kicked off lands, children are stolen on the way to school, people are caged and beaten and split from loved ones, bombed and broken in open-air prisons, bought and paid for with our tax dollars. We're part of the problem. That is not theoretical. I don't want to hug a segregationist, wave to at a separate water fountain, or appeal to from the back of the bus. A day will come, I swear to you all, when Zionists cower and embarrassment, deny involvement like those who profited off of Stephen Biko's lifeless body and Bobby Sanders' empty stomach. So yes, I'm going to boycott all Israeli products and go to the root of the conflict, because settlements are just the branches of a Zionist program. Every 729 cultural institution and dialogue farce, from Sabra to Ahava, Max Brenner to Aroma, Lev Leviv and Motorola, signing a 2-year contract stacks up little to 63 years of continued ethnic cleansing. Finally, to all you artists building bridges between apartheid and normalization, You serve an agenda which rebrands colonialism as enlightened liberalism. Concerts, ballets, and raves in Israel's Sun City. A haven and party stop for paint washers who callously ignore Palestinian LGBT groups fighting against all systems of oppression. Palestinian civil society has spoken. Don't cross this picket line or cash in that paycheck signed apartheid. Put down stolen beauty, cancel that gig, and join the rest of us on the right side of history. I'm getting fucking seasick over here.